Bar Sports Picks, where we give picks and analysis on some of our favorite games, and at the same time, we have an ice cold beverage. Today is February 3rd, 2020. Saturday we went a measly 5-6, so we're a little below 500. On Saturday we lost 4 units. So altogether within the last week we are plus 25 units. So we've had a good week. Some days were a little bad, but we always came back and we managed to be on the plus side. So this week I'm hoping that we are increasingly getting better and we are hitting home runs every single day. All right. So with that being said, our beer of today is Sweet Baby Jesus. Sweet Baby Jesus. That's what I said. It's a chocolate peanut butter porter by DuClaw Brewing Company. The alcohol by volume is 6.2%. So it smells like peanut butter. A little bit of chocolate. I have been critiqued over my beer pouring skills severely over the last few days. My thing is that I enjoy the sound when it hits the bottom of the glass. So I make when it hits the bottom of the glass, it makes this crazy amount of head. And I have been crucified by some of my beer guys out there, and they've gone crazy on me. So I did much better. Look at that. Look at that. Huh? Look at that, BT. Huh? So there you go. It's a whole lot better. And now I can actually drink it because the head is not in the way, right? At this point I'm supposed to say Sweet Baby Jesus. I taste the peanut butter. I taste the chocolate. It's smooth. It's really full bodied and robust. It's not bad at all. You would enjoy this if you like that type of thing. Chocolate, peanut butter. This would be for you. It's not bad at all. All right. So let's do our picks, and we're gonna knock this out of the park. So while you got a chance, like, subscribe, and please share this video. Share it with someone so that, just let them know that we're doing good things on this channel, whether it be tasting different beers or winning money. Hopefully you're winning money. So I have a rating system, and that rating system is from 1 to 5. 1 meaning I like the game. That's why out of 50 games on some nights, I'll pick 10. Right? And that would be one of the 10. Now, I like the game, but I might not love it. If I love it, I'm going to give it a 5. That's the one it's a lock. That's the one I want you to put down and put that money on. Now, if you're doing a scale from $100, 1 would be a $20 bet, right? A $100 bet would be that 5 unit. So, try to base your money, what you have, all right, what you could afford, and try to base that off of there, and then on that's where we're plus 25 units. That's where we're plus money right now, because we base our units and we grade them, and some nights we might be down a little bit, right? But our units bring us back up. Okay, so moving on. Our picks for today. We're going to start with NCAA. Because I always start with NCAA. I think we do a better job with NCAA. I enjoy NCAA. So anyway, we're looking at Lafayette and Bucknell. Lafayette and Bucknell. Bison. Bucknell Bison. That game is slated for 7 p.m. tonight. Right now, the line is set at 2.5. The line is set at 2.5. Against the spread, Lafayette is 14-6. Bucknell is 8-15. Straight up, Lafayette is 14-7, and Bucknell is 9-14. Over under, Lafayette is 11-9, and Bucknell is 11-12. Our pick. Both these teams are not obviously they're not high profile teams. They're a smaller school. Bucknell is a horrible team. Okay, Lafayette has actually been, on the contrary to recent years, they're actually a pretty good team. They are. They are. Let's look at their record really quick. They're 14. Their home record. Their home record is 7-3. Away record is 7-4. Against the spread, Lafayette is 6-3, and their away record is actually 8-3. Now they're away right now, and they are a 2.5 point underdog. So we're taking Lafayette. All right, Lafayette over Bucknell Bison. Okay, and that is going to be a 2 unit for us. And we're laying the points. So we're going to lay the 2.5. Right? Lay the 2.5, and that is a 2 unit. That's our first pick. Next, we are looking at Copen State Eagles versus Howard Bison. Copen State Eagles versus Howard. That game is slated for 7:30 tonight. Right now, the point spread, Copen State are favored by 4 points. That's the line. Against the spread, Copen State 12-11, Howard 9-11. Straight up, Copen State 6-17, Howard 2-21. The over-under, Copen State 12-11, Howard 14-6. We are going with Copen State money line. Copen State money line. Again, that's at 7:30 tonight. And that is going to be a 2 unit. I'm sorry, that is a 3 unit. A 3 unit. Our next game, we're looking at South Carolina State Bulldogs versus North Carolina A&T Aggies. That game is slated for 7:30 tonight. All times are Eastern. Looking at the matchup, against the spread, South Carolina State, they're 8-10, and North Carolina A&T, they are 13-8-1. Straight up, that's money line. When I say straight up, South Carolina State, they're 9-11, and North Carolina A&T, they're 11-12. Over under, which is the total points of the game, if it's over that number or under that number, it's South Carolina, they're 10-8, and North Carolina A&T, they are 14-8. We are going with North Carolina A&T, and we are looking at the points. We're laying the points, and right now it's at 6.5. So we are laying 6.5 for North Carolina. Again, North Carolina, they are against that number. They are 13-8. They're pretty good. All right. So, and they are home. And we are looking at laying the points at 6.5. That, my friends, is a 2 unit. Our next game, we are looking at Eastern Washington Eagles versus Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. Eastern Washington and Northern Arizona. That game is slated for 8 p.m. tonight. Looking at the matchup, right now the game is only separated by 1 point. Northern Arizona, they are favored. Against the number, Eastern Washington, they're 10-8. Northern Arizona, they're 10-7, straight up against the number. Eastern Washington, they are 14-6, and Northern Arizona, they are 12-7. Over and under, Eastern Washington, 11-7, and Northern Arizona, 8-9. The home record for Eastern Washington, they're 8-1, and Northern Arizona are 7-2. Away record, Eastern Washington dips off a little bit. They are 6-5. Against the spread, Eastern Washington, they're 6-5. Northern Arizona actually pretty good against the spread, 7-3. With this game slated for 8 o'clock, we are actually going with Northern Arizona. And lay that point. Lay that point. I like this very much, this game, so I am making this a 4 unit. Moving on. We have 2 more college games, and then we have NBA, and then we'll be done. We're looking at Baylor Bears versus Kansas State Wildcats. That game is slated for 9 p.m. tonight. 9 p.m. tonight. That's Baylor Bears versus Kansas State. Baylor Bears are the number 1 team in the country, and they have been. They've been laying the wood, right? The line right now is set at 7. Baylor Bears being the favorites. Baylor Bears have been disrespected, in my opinion. They have been a solid team for a long time now, and Kansas State they don't have anything for Baylor. I think that Baylor they're going to win this game handily and take these points. Lay the points. Let's look at these. Look at the records. Obviously, Baylor Bears undefeated. They are 10-0. Away record, they're 9-1. Against the spread, yeah, they're 5-5. So they, they actually really kind of pissed me off a little bit. Actually, that's the home record. They're 5-5. Especially when you think that they should be dismantling teams and they don't. They just keep it that close when they should be double figure, right? Spreads, but it doesn't happen that way. But their away record are actually 9-1. They play better away than they do at home. So they are away today, and we are going to lay those 7.5 points. So take Baylor Bears and lay the 7.5. Lay the 7.5. That is a 3 unit for me. Our final college game for this evening, Idaho Vandals versus Sacramento State Hornets. That game is slated for 10:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Looking at the matchup, the line right now is set for Sacramento State Hornets. They are favored, and the line they are laying 11 points. Against the spread, Idaho 10-8, Sacramento 11-6. Straight up, Idaho terrible 5-15, Sacramento State 11-6. But this is what I want to look at. The over under for these two teams: Idaho 9-9, and Sacramento 3-14. 3-14. That is a horrible stat line to be over the points. They're constantly under. As a home team, Sacramento over under, they are 1-6. Over under 1-6. As an away team, Idaho 5-4. I have them here at 119.5. I'm going with the under 119.5 for the Idaho game. Idaho, Sacramento. And that's a 3-unit. That's our final NCAA game. And now we're going to jump to NBA. Our first NBA game, we are looking at Golden State Warriors versus Washington Wizards. Golden State. I don't know what I was doing. My bad. All right, moving on. Golden State versus Washington. That game is at 7 p.m. The matchup, Golden State, Washington Wizards, they're favored by 6. Against the spread, Golden State 23-26-1, Washington 25-23. Straight up, Golden State 11-36 and Washington 17-31. The over-under for these two teams, 23-27 for Golden State and Washington 28-19 and a push. We're running with Washington for our first NBA game, and I'm going with the money line with that. 2-unit. Second, Dallas Mavericks versus Indiana Pacers. That game is also at 7 p.m. this evening. 55% of the money is leaning with Indiana now. Matchup, Dallas Mavericks or the Indiana Pacers, they're favored by 5. They're laying 5 now. Against the spread, 29-20 for Dallas. Indiana 26-21-2. Straight up, Dallas 30-19. Straight up, 31-18 for Indiana. The over/under for these two teams: Dallas 29-20, Indiana 25-24. Our selection for this game: Indiana Pacers with the money line, and that is also a 2-unit. Next, we have the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Miami Heat. That game is slated for 7:30 this evening. Flying right through, guys. Flying right through. Philadelphia, Miami Heat. They are favored by 2.5 at this point. Against the spread, Philadelphia 22-25-3, Miami 26-20-2. Straight up, Philadelphia 31-19, Miami 33-15. The over/under for these two teams: 25-23-2 for Philadelphia and Miami 28-19-1. There is no denying that Philadelphia have had their struggles on the road. They have had their struggles on the road. As away against the spread, Philadelphia is 9-16-1. 9-16-1. Their straight up record 9-17. A horrible 9-17. But we look on the other side of the ball and we look at Miami, who have one of the best home records in the NBA. Like Philadelphia, when they have their second in line, right? They have a better home record in the NBA, and they are 22-2. But Miami, they are awesome at home, 21-3. We can't go against that until the wheels fall off. So our pick for this game, we're running with Miami Heat. We're running with Miami Heat with the money line. And that is a 2-unit, my friends. That is our final pick for today. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I give you 9 picks for today. And hopefully every one of them are winners. Hopefully we got 100% tonight. But more importantly than that, hopefully you walk away with money. All right. Whether we win one game and you bet the house on that one game, you make the decision. You're your own man, your own woman. So you decide whether you like that team or not. You put a parlay the way you want to put your parlay. You bet straight up the way you want to bet straight up. Okay. These are my selections. Analytically, okay, these are the best games that I feel to play tonight. Now, please, at this point, you would like, share, or subscribe this video. And please, share it with someone, show someone, go to the last video. All right, we're going to have a menu. We're getting better. I'm trying very hard to get better with my filming and my editing. And hopefully that you guys are winners tonight. And thank you for coming by and visiting me at the bar.